Hey, how are you guys? How you doing? How you doing? Hello, Sina. Hello, Cuba. Hey, Jatin, Dian, Salman. Hey, Hugo. How are you? So let's give it a minute. Let's give it a minute for more people to join. Right now, everyone. Let's see if a few more people can join. All right. All right. Hola, Carla. Hola, Gaby. 2DTH. Hello. Hey, Aldo. Hey, Alex, Ben, Andrew. How are you guys? All right. Well, today, today I want to talk about something that we actually talked yesterday, and it was about expectations, right? So, do you remember what we said? Please type in the chat. Please type in the chat. Do you remember what we said yesterday that the smart money, long-term investors, banks, portfolio managers will be trying to do today before FOMC? Do you remember what we said about that? What will be the expectations about that? Hello, Chris. Hi, Paul. So do you remember, guys, what we were expecting the big boys with the money to do today? Come on, please type in the chat. Type in the chat. Hey, Alex. On the sidelines, sitting on their hands until a decision is made. Exactly, exactly, exactly. So what happened today? What happened today? What did you see? Hey, Ramesh, welcome. So what happened today? I want you to be able to identify what happened today on markets. What are you watching here? What happened today? Hey, Eileen. Exactly, they are mostly waiting. So today, as we discussed yesterday, today it was the day that if you were looking for setups, you will be looking for the names with the individual names with the relative strength or the relative weakness, right? Because the expectation was indices were not doing anything. Just, I mean, take a look to the charts. I mean, yeah, we had this movement here, but look at this. I mean, this is $1. All this move, this is just $1. All this move, this is just $1. And from here, look at this. This is, yeah, well, this is a little bit more than $1, but from 569 to 567, 80, $1 here, $1 here. Yeah, consolidate. Well, more than consolidation, they are just waiting. Although they are just waiting. People is just waiting. Hey, Ali, happy to have you here. Welcome back. All right, exactly. So we have FOMC meeting. We have press conference on Jerome Powell. We have earning reports on four of the biggest companies on the world and in the indices. So people is just waiting. People is just waiting. That's why today and maybe tomorrow, probably, I mean, tomorrow we'll have good volatility after the FOMC, but there will be still some expectation about earnings reports, right? So I just wanted to say that before going into the individual names, because we are not gonna look for trades going the same, I mean, same direction than the indices, because indices were we're not doing anything, right? Indices were just chilling, and I think that's gonna be the whole day. Well, I mean, the whole day, it's just 1 hour for FOMC probably. So look at this. I mean, this is just ugly price action, right? This is ugly price action. And I actually have a very nice trade on SPY. I took advantage of these head and shoulders here. I will show you. I will show you. But this was not a break and retest. This was more like a breakout pattern trade. But I mean, I wanted to start this session with a reminder of what we said yesterday. The market will be just on pause until we have the FOMC. All right. So now let's go to our trace review. Oh, right. So let's start with AMD. All right, let's start with AMD. Give me 1 second here. Let me for some reason my trading view has been giving me hard time all the time this morning. All right. So okay. So this is a continuation move from yesterday and the previous days actually, right? So we were talking yesterday about we needed to go above. Let's do it here. Super slow. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a few more days and that's it. All right. So we were talking about having this 177 line reclaim respected, right? So we can actually continue this move from the previous days. So right this. Okay. So this 177 key level or this area here, I actually I think I was sharing this on the I was sharing this on the Discord. I was just, you need to make sure that you identify this area here like a big supply. Remember, big supply. I sent the weekly chart. I sent the weekly chart so you can identify this area above around 180, 181, 182. This is a huge supply. This is a huge supply on the weekly. All right. So you just need to be aware of that. And this move, if this move still continue with this strong and with this huge momentum, it's gonna be fine, right? It's gonna be fine. Probably we are gonna hit that supply zone. We are gonna have some sort of reaction, but with good momentum, we will break that zone, and this thing is gonna continue. So today, as you can see, while the indices were just chopping around, consolidating, AMD actually had this nice move. You know what? Give me 1 second. Let me close a few other programs here. Something is going on with my computer. All right. Okay, so it should be work better. All right. So as you can see, we started AMD with a rocket this morning, right? So it started going completely vertical here. So once we had our 5-minute opening range, and once we created our first one candle rule or order block right here, we had good entry points, right? We had good entry points. Even when the momentum was super strong here, we identified this nice entry point. So we had this break, this placement and retest of this 5-minute opening range and this order block right here, or this one candle rule, right? That's the rebranded name, but it's the same thing, right? That the one candle rule and the order blocks are exactly the same thing. So look at the reaction right here. We came back, retested this order block, and look at the reaction right here. So if you were paying attention to this, you may enter into your position next candle, just confirming the direction of this move, right? So your risk will be the bottom of this retesting candle, and your first target should be at least this pre-market high, right? So this pre-market high, it's 178.90, and well, come on, I'm sorry guys, this computer is just giving me a hard time. All right, so this pre-market high was our first target, and we actually got it, like, I mean, during the morning, right? But then we had a few other opportunities, right? So we had this break and retest of this 177.71. This is a key level on the 15-minute chart. As you can see here, this was a strong key level here. So this was a key level on the 15-minute chart. So we had this break and retest right to the key level, right? So if you open a position on the next candle confirming this direction here, you have your risk at the bottom of these retesting candles, and you can have your first target right above the pre-market high. And this was a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio trade, but this actually went even higher, right? And then we had a third opportunity here. So can you see how well the market structure is going on here? So we had higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So this is perfect market structure, right? So once we have this break of the previous high of the day, order block, or whatever you want to call this area here, this 178, we have another ripping candle right here, and you may aim to this 179.50. All right, and this was a 1-to-4.5 risk reward ratio trade. So the good thing about taking entries later on the day is that the market structure was very clear, so you can manage your risk very well. Because remember guys, I mean, when you are entering into a trade, yes, we should be looking for our target profits or profit targets or the key level targets for us. But it's even more important to identify our risk. And when we have market structure this clear, it's super easy to identify our risk, right? So right here, for example, right here, this is the break and retest of the high of the day, previous high of the day, right? So once we come here, retest, and we start going on the right direction, or on like here pushing higher, you can actually just buy above the body of the previous candle, and your risk will be very small right here. Why? Because the momentum of this of the price right here, it's pushing higher, right? So this was kind of easy. So okay, so let me go to the chat. Hello, Anne. Chris, TradingView has been super slow for me too. Yeah, these guys are, you know, they went for popcorn for the FOMC. Alex, that was my trade, the first one right here. Like how it came to retest 174 at the open. Oh, like this one here? Oh, okay, well, yeah, because it came back, retested, and this reaction here. Yeah, so Look at this reaction, right? This reaction is telling you, dude, I'm not going lower. All right. Um, Gabby, you were afraid to enter in that moment. Which of them? Which of them? Not today. We have several opportunities for entry points. Hola Felipe, Neto want to share my entry. I entered QQQ. Okay, well let me go to QQQ at the end. All right, just don't let me forget, Felipe. All right. Okay, Cuba. I entered AMD 938. I'm sorry, 938. 938. Why 938? Retested my pivot zone from yesterday, 176.20. All right, like this pivot low, okay? So retested 176.20, okay? Enter around 170. 170? 177 maybe? Yeah, but that was a nice entry. I like this level. I mean, I like this level. I have this one because it had more touches. But yeah, I like this level here. I like this level here. So this 176.20, it actually, I mean, it didn't touch it like retested like super clear, but I understand what your idea. This was very nice. Congratulations, Cuba. All right. Sina, it was not in my playbook since below pre-market high. Well, everything was below pre-market high, but it was above. No, where is previous day high? My trading view is really giving me hard time. You know what? Let me. I'm gonna save this. Let me close it. Let me reboot my trading view. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. That's the IT solution for everything, right? Just turn it off and turn it on again. Nah, it's not working properly. There's something. I did a few speed tests before going live. So I know it's not my internet. I know it's not my connection, my internet connection. Uh, Give me 1 second, guys, because this thing is not even opening the charts. It's taking forever. All right, right there. Give me 1 second here. Trading view. Okay, you can see trading view again, right? And also we have a huge delay. I have the live stream on my iPad here. It has a huge delay, like a 10 seconds. All right. Okay. Yeah, no, I closed all the other apps, uh, trying to make this smoother. But yeah. All right. So okay, well let me continue, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Amazon. Amazon. Amazon here, guys, as you can see. Oh, what's going on? What? I don't know what's going on. Well, Amazon here, guys, as you can see, despite the indices going sideways, what started happening with Amazon? Well, Amazon started going lower, right? Amazon started to look like weaker here. Oh, something happened. What's going on? Come on. I really don't know what's going on with this trading view. It's getting It's getting very frustrating. I don't know what happened here. For some reason, there's like a window split right here. I don't know what's going on. All right. So, okay. So I was telling you guys, so despite the indices going sideways, Amazon started going lower, right? So it broke the 5 minute opening range and it came back, retested. And I'm not sure if it's the 1 minute or the five. I think it's the 1 minute opening range low, right? So it came back, retested, and look at the reaction right at the level, right? Look at the reaction right here. And also, I mean, the indices were not doing anything. So you should be watching, the relative strength or the relative weakness. And this thing was looking very weak against the indices, right? So right here, after this retest of the 1 minute opening range low, if you open your position here, your stop it's at the top of this candle, this retesting candle here, and you could be aiming to a round level, side level, strike level. It's 230, right? So this trade alone, it was only 4 minutes, and it was almost a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio trade. But again, the price came back, retested this low of the day, and this low of the day was also the 5 minute opening range low and the 15 minute opening range low. So we had this break, strong rejection here. So you open your position right here, your stop loss is at the top of this retesting candle. And again, you should be aiming at least to 230, or what's going on behind? Well, 230, I think 230 was the printing machine right here. It was the magnet. Or, well, look at this, 229.50 maybe. Yeah, something like that. So as you can see here, market structure is intact. Market structure is intact. So you can actually take a third right here, right? This is the 230 key level. No, what is this? Oh, come on. Guys, I'm really struggling with my trading view. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. All right, 230.29 was previous day low. So we had this break, displacement retest 230.29 right here, 230.29 right here. So this is the previous day low. So you had this reaction or rejection of this movement here. So look at this, it just went lower and lower and lower. So I know that maybe there was not so much people looking at Amazon today, but if you were paying attention to yesterday's session, I said indices are not gonna do too much, so you will be probably looking for the names with the relative strength and the relative weakness. So if you were following Tony and Jack, they were following the relative strength, but they were a few names with relative weakness, right? And this is kind of normal, guys. I mean, when the FOMC meeting, it's gonna happen usually, and this is not a rule, right? This is not a rule, because in trading, everything happens sometimes and nothing happens all the time. So this is not a rule. But if you can go back to the FOMC days, you will see that most of the names, they go to safe places, right? They go to the previous key levels, or like the previous liquidity levels. So they kind of go to a safe place for waiting for the FOMC decision. So for Amazon, it was kind of, Again, it's not a rule, but it was a good guess if you say like, okay, well, what is the a good liquidity level here? If you open Amazon chart and you use the volume profile, or yeah, the volume profile or the volume by price, you will see that 230 it's a huge liquidity level. I think Jeff Bezos just unload like $1 billion worth of selling around 230. So this 230 was a nice level to aim. All right. Um, See, I trusted Apple only with my hardware. Uh, so Paul, 177.50 entry. I think you were saying for AMD, right? Alex, you raised that and apply. Do you think it's because of the indicator? Oh, look at this. It actually something happened. Yeah. Okay. All right. So okay, something happened and it's working better. Thank you, Alex, for the tip. Um, okay. So as you can see, guys, I was telling you Amazon was kind of easy, an easy thing because it was showing relative weakness here. So we said today is not the day to try to follow the indices, but the relative strength and the relative weakness. So Amazon was an easy one here. Uh, so anyone took an Amazon trade today? I don't think so, right? Eileen, I always remember what you say about Apple when I'm tempted to take a trade. I mean, you are free to take any trades, Eileen. It's just we don't trust Apple for that. All right. So let's go to Nvidia, guys. Nvidia was doing exactly the same thing than AMD, just a little bit lagging. So we had this amazing break and retest of the 5-minute opening range. As you can see here, it went straight to the T, right to the T. Can you see this retest? Immediate reaction, buyers stepping in. So if you open your position right here on the next candle, you may have your stop loss at the bottom of this candle, that it's the 5-minute opening range, and you should be aiming first to 178.50 and then maybe to 179. And well, previous day low, you never got previous day low, but I mean, you can see that you can start moving your targets, right? So the next entry point that I was watching here was this break, displacement and retest of this previous high of the day. So look at the reaction right here on this order block, this right here in this one candle rule. So look at this nice reaction. You open your position here. You have your stop loss right at the bottom of this retesting candle, and you aim at least for a 1 to 2 or 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. And look at this. So AMD, Nvidia, being the rock stars of the market today. Dian, it's a previous day high. Which one? Let's go here. Nvidia, previous day high, 177. Which one? Right here? Yeah. So yeah, probably this was the very first entry, right? It never retested the pre-market high or this 177. But yeah, this pullback, I mean, this has everything for a good entry. This has everything for a good entry. Displacement retest, it was nice. It was just, I mean, I didn't take Nvidia today, so not previous day low. Where? It's previous day high, not previous day low. How about the pre-market highs retest 932, 933? Well, that's just too early on the market for me. That's just too early on the market for me. And I strongly suggest Cuba, especially to you, that you just have a few months trading, stay away of this kind of place. Stay away of this kind of place because you still don't have too much information to compare to actually see price action to develop. So yes, I understand. I mean, I understand this is a retest of the pre-market high, but you look at this. I mean, you don't have too much information here, and also, I mean, look at this. I mean, if you were watching just to here, I mean, if you were watching just the pre-market, it doesn't look that bullish, so you can take the first move to the upside, right? So actually, I was waiting for if you go to the Discord, you will see that that was kind of my first share today. I was waiting to see the reaction at 177. So yeah, I mean, I know this is exactly the reaction that we were waiting for, but not on the first 2 minutes, right? So I will say just try to wait a little bit more because these kind of plays are are very dangerous, right? Yeah, I mean they may give you a few home runs, but I mean they may take you more than they give you. So I mean, just if you are gonna build an edge on this opening place, just make sure that you actually have a strong risk management plan, right? Okay. You said that the upper yellow line is the previous day low. No, this 179.38 is the previous day high. I'm sorry if probably it was a mistake. The solid yellow line, the solid lines are the high of the ranges, and the dotted lines are the bottom of the ranges. All right. Okay, so this is the previous day high, and maybe below, if we find the dotted yellow line, it's the previous. I'm sorry, this is the previous day high, and the dotted yellow line, it's the previous day low. Look at this. All right. So pre-market low, dotted line, previous day low, dotted line, 5 minute opening range low, dotted line, 5 minute opening range high, solid line, and just like that, right? Okay. So okay, so I was telling you, yeah, I mean probably this reaction above 177 was a nice reaction. It was just too early in the morning, and this pullback never came back enough to retest even my 177 key level or the pre-market high. But yeah, I mean it was a nice key level. So maybe if we draw, look at this. Maybe if we draw this gap here, let's see what happens. Look at this. If we have draw this gap here, this was a perfect break and retest, but we didn't. We didn't because I really think that the after the after session price action usually doesn't give you too much of information right here. So yeah, I like like the regular time hours for drawing my levels. So not even the pre-market high and low. I use them too much. I really like more I already told you the previous day high and low, and the 5 minute opening range high and low. They are my favorite setups. So the pre-market levels are not too significant for me. Uh, Thank you, DM. Yeah, guys, if you listen that I'm saying something wrongfully, or I mean, if I had a mistake, please do not hesitate to tell me. Just like I did. Yeah, for some reason I was mixing. I was saying like, okay, well, we never hit previous day low, but now this is previous day high. So my bad. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So the next one is Tesla, right? So again, Tesla was just consolidating, chilling, but when it started showing some weakness here, look at this. It went from low of the day to high of the day. It started just going lower, below the 1 minute opening range low, below the opening price. So if you were trying something like this, because what was happening on the well, the indices were still not doing anything. I mean, they were on the top of the chart right here on the pre-market high, but look at this. So Tesla was showing some weakness here. So if you tried something like this is the break and retest of the 1 minute opening range low. You had a very nice drop, right? You had a very nice drop, and you can actually, I mean, here I was aiming only to low of the day, and this was a 1 to almost 3 risk reward. But if you were aiming to the next 15-minute chart key level or previous day low, this was a 1 to 6 risk reward ratio trade. This was an amazing trade. This was an amazing trade. All right. So let's go to the next ones. Well, Microsoft is having earnings today. Palantir offered nothing here. Look at this. Palantir here, it may look like, like just sideways kind of consolidation, but actually not, right? I mean, it was building higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So it was actually building very nice market structure here. So if you were looking for something like this break and retest of the 1 minute opening range high, look at this. This is a strong reaction. Look at this reaction here, right? This is a very nice candle here. This is a very nice candle here. So after this reaction here, if you wanted to open a position, you may, well, let's see what happened here. Risk is at the bottom of this candle here, and you will be looking the 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. Well, it didn't work. It didn't work at least to 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. But as you can see, I mean, the market structure was very clear right here. It was just like slowly grinding up, right? Slowly grinding up. But well, I mean, this just failed here, right? This just failed here. I mean, it never got to the actual target. So let's see. Sina, you took Apple. Let's go to Apple now. Let's go to Apple now. So here you can see Apple was having relative weakness, right? So it dropped, came back, didn't retest this 5 minute opening range low. However, it went lower and then retested previous day low. So if you took this one here, let's say previous day low to 1082 at 1025. 1025. Look at this. That was super clear. That was super clear. Good job. Good job, Sina. Stop loss to 1088. Right here at the top of this retesting candle. And you were aiming to low of the day, or what you, well, look at this. Low of the day, it was a 1 to 3.5 risk reward ratio trade. Pre-market low, 1 to 4.6, and then to the next key level on the daily chart, it was a 1 to 5 risk reward ratio trade. That's what you said you were trusting Apple, right? Well, for being honest, yeah, Apple offered a very clear and nice trade to the downside. That was a good one. That was a very good one. All right. So I think that was it today, guys. Nothing too much to talk. Again, as we said yesterday, Markets are waiting for decision on FOMC. Markets are waiting for decision on FOMC. Let's take a look to what's going on markets. Let's use the 5-minute chart. Look at this. Markets are not doing anything yet. Well, they look like they want to, but I mean, remember, low of the day it's 635, high of the day it's 636. So this is a $2 range, right? Look at this. This is a $2 range. So I mean, you may look like this thing wants to go, but I mean, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. This is an inside bar for sure. Look at this. Yeah, this is gonna be an inside bar for sure, unless we see something like really crazy at the FOMC meeting, right? So I was looking for the break of the previous day low for continuation to the downside, but look at this. This is just dancing here. This is just dancing here. Same thing with QQQ. Let's see what happens later in the day. Felipe, yeah, thank you, Felipe. Thank you, thank you. Right, so remember I entered 9:37 until 9:45. Let's use the 1 minute. 1:37. Guys, thank you for being so patient with me today. I don't know what's going on with TradingView. I know it's TradingView because I have my other computer right here. I have my iPad here. Before the session, I always perform a speed test. So I know it's not the internet connection. So just sorry about that. All right, so Felipe, 9:37. You entered calls or puts or what you tried here? 9:37, probably you 9:37 here. Calls the break and retest of the 1 minute, well, the 5-minute opening range until 9:45. Good. Well, at least you had something, right? 9:37, you enter here, from here to here. Well, it was a super small stop loss, end of the candle 9:35. Right here. It was good. I mean, it was good. Just, I mean, you never had, Felipe, you never had like a displacement or break and retest. I mean, unless you were, like looking the opening price. What you said, 9:37. Now you were watching this 5-minute opening range. So I will wait for more displacement, something like this, right? I mean, the candles actually moving away from the level, and then wait for the reaction, right? But this immediate retest, I mean, I understand what you are doing here, but this is more like a breakout trade, right? Because I mean, you are just, this is the break and hold instead of the break and retest, right? So again, it's just a different technique for trading, but it's different to what we do, all right? Bye, Gabi. So it was pre-market high 9:45. Yeah, pre-market high. Yeah, no, I mean, I understand this was a nice move. It was just it's less than $1, right? It's less than $1. So it probably was like I don't know, like 15-20% trade. Do you remember, Felipe? You're very welcome, Tocayo. I'm always trying I mean, if I have a different idea of my trades than Jack, I post them on the Discord. Today, I actually shared Google, Palantir, and Microsoft, right? Because they are usually not watching them, but I think they have good opportunities there. I mean, especially Google. Google has been performing well. Well, yeah, Felipe, 15 cents. Yeah. You're very welcome, Paul. But coming from the previous day high, previous day high was not there. Look at this. Previous day high, it's 572. It was very far away from this key level. I mean, from this entry. So yeah, I mean, again, don't get me wrong. This is not a bad entry. It's just a different strategy. So this is what we call the break and hold, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, we do like the break, this placement and retest, but this break and hold, it's fine. All right, this break and hold, it's fine. All right. All right, guys. Uh, Thank you very much for joining today. Again, I'm sorry we have technical issues today with TradingView. I hope this resolves today later. And also in the markets, there were not too much things to talk about. Let's see what happens on the FOMC meeting. It's always a nice exercise to go watch the chart during the FOMC, especially if you already have your levels draw. It's I really like it because you start watching at the candles go from one level to the other, and that's how you identify if you are actually good at drawing levels, right? At finding the liquidity levels, right? So if you are available, if you have some time today during the FOMC meeting, just take a look how the candles are moving. That's a really good exercise, especially to test your levels, right? All right. So guys, that's it. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.